Welcome to Bleav In 76ers with your hosts, former 76ers point guard Eric Snow and two Sixers fanatics in Marcus and Teja Dash. Bleav In 76ers is presented by BetOnline.AG.
BetOnline is the fastest and easiest way to wager on all your favorite sports, contests, and events with first-to-market odds and lines. Find reviews and news for every league, including Major League Baseball, NFL, NBA, NHL, combat sports, esports, and even golf. BetOnline continues to be the top online resource for all your sports information, from live in-game betting, props, and futures. Head to BetOnline today or use your mobile device to join today and make your first sports bet. Use our promo code BLEAV50, that's BLEAV50, to receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. BetOnline, where the game starts. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Bleav In 76ers podcast. I'm Marcus Dash here with legendary point guard Eric Snow and my brother Teja Dash. It's Thanksgiving this week, so I'll say happy Thanksgiving to you guys before we get started here.
Happy holidays, yes.
Happy holidays, guys.
A big thing I've seen
not that happy, but they're holidays.
Yeah, and Sixers wise, yeah, you're right. Not a lot to be thankful for so far. Big thing I've seen on social media.
Our health, not theirs.
Yes, 100%. So one thing I've seen on that's been kind of a trend on social media in general is talking about Thanksgiving sides, like what is the best Thanksgiving sides. And there was kind of a thing on NBC Sports, I believe. They interviewed Matthew Judon, and he was talking about, they asked about mac and cheese being a side dish. And he said, no, it's not a side dish. He goes, cheese, noodle. He goes, nah, that's not a side dish for me. They thought it was disgusting. I'm a fan. Matthew Judon, the edge rusher for the New England Patriots. Okay. He was saying it's not a good, not a side dish for him. So I'm going to ask you guys, what is your go-to side dish on Thanksgiving?
I'm really a side guy. I mean, in my home, my mother was a great cook, and now my wife, basically, she learned from her.
Okay.
The way she cooked it. For me, it's interesting because the sides that I eat, my children don't really eat. You know what I'm saying? It's just different. Like my children are all they all are macaroni and cheese. They'll eat that like forever.
Okay.
Some of them are stuffing, some of them aren't. But I'll do all the mac and cheese and stuffing, the corn, fried corn.
That sounds delicious.
And the baked beans. My mom made it, like all those sides, and it's interesting because all of those sides, I eat them all, but this particular holiday is really the only time I eat them.
Yeah.
Like I don't do it like any other time of the year. So it's pretty interesting. But yeah, I'm more of a size guy. I'll eat a piece of turkey with it, mixing in the stuffing, but I'm not a ham guy.
So if you had a draft,
I'm not a ham guy at all.
What are you drafting first overall? If it was a table full of your food and Eric had number one pick of your family, what are you drafting?
My mom's baked beans. Yeah.
Okay.
Number one. Yeah.
Is that like a high above? Like, would you trade up for that pick?
No.
If you were number two, would you be like, you know what? I know what I want.
I'll trade 2 dishes for that one.
Okay, so yeah, you are a big fan.
My wife learned how to make them from my mother. Yeah, so she makes them exactly the same.
Nice. The first time you ever tried your wife's cooking, and were you like kind of nervous? You're like, "Oh man, let's see this. It looks the same." It was. She was like, "I made your mom's beans." I'm like, "What do you mean you made my mom's beans?" My mom passed away, so I'm like, "What do you mean you made my mom's beans? Did she give you some and you freeze them?" You know what I'm saying? I didn't know, and then because before my mom passed, whenever we would go and be around her, she would actually sit in the kitchen and talk with her, and she showed how to do it. My mom didn't show a lot of people like her thing. And so like all the things that I liked, from the way she made her pancakes to like everything, she learned it all. And it tastes exactly the same. Wow.
dedication right there.
Yeah, well, there you go. I mean, obviously, you already know that she's a keeper, but yeah, she's a keeper.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that, but that's awesome, man.
But it was all like I didn't know she was doing that. It's just you were just doing it.
So the first time you heard her was when she was like, "Oh yeah, by the way,
I'm making your mom say yes."
Wow, that's a nice surprise.
Yeah,
man. I gotta say stuffing.
That's yours?
I'm a big stuffing guy.
Oh, dude.
What do you mean? Oh, dude.
How you get mad at somebody's what they like?
Well,
that's what he likes.
I was surprised because mom's stuffing is not that good. I mean, all right.
Wow, is she in the background right now listening to you? Can she hear you? She actually watches some of these shows, you know.
Okay, so you're gonna watch this one too.
I'm gonna tell her to if she doesn't. Just be like, hey, act like it was nice. Hey, we talked about you and your cooking in the beginning of the show. Check it out. I love it. And I'll tell you what. Hold on. So we go back and forth. We'd have like the homemade stuffing, the Stofers too sometimes, right? Like especially if it wasn't Thanksgiving season, it was like, all right, we made stuffing because you could feel your taste on that. And then I for a while moving out west, didn't have mom around, so we go to like Whole Foods and pick up like they prepare it there, and you have a big bundle of it. Dude, I gotta tell you, man, shoot me, but sometimes the Stouffer's better than like the real homemade stuff.
Yeah, I mean it's fine. It's not my mama's stuff though.
No, I'm not comparing it to
the
Mama
cook.
Snow's, but
when someone can really do it, the Stouffer's can never compare to the homemade.
I'm a stuffing guy. I like stuff.
What
are you, Marcus? You sweet potato casserole, aren't you?
You damn right I am.
Yeah, I knew it.
With the way mom does the marshmallow and the
like the yams over there, like that's
the pecans over top.
Yeah, I do yams too, but to me the yams is borderline dessert.
That's what I was gonna say. It's a candy.
It is.
Yeah,
the candy yams are borderline dessert.
We were never a big cranberry sauce. Were you a big cranberry sauce house growing up? Okay, yeah, neither were we actually. Yeah, okay. But some people were like, I remember we had guests over at some point. They were like,
I used to, before I had to step off the spicy stuff. I used to put like stuffing, and then like the way my mom made the stuffing, and put like the mix it with the turkey, and put like hot sauce on it.
So
do all that.
You're not a big turkey guy, so you put the hot sauce on there to make it more appealing, huh?
Yeah, because I'm not. It was like turkey is good to me, but it's dry.
Mm-hmm.
So I got to put something on it, but I didn't like the cranberry that people use.
And you're not a big ham guy.
I don't eat ham at all.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, I don't eat ham. I don't eat ham on subs. I don't eat ham no ham at all.
The honey baked ham, I do. I gotta make an exception.
Yeah, my family I'm the only one though. I'm the only one.
Oh, really? Okay.
My whole family, my children,
everybody,
they all eat ham except for me. So the honey baked ham, because it all comes pre-sliced and all that, like they love all that.
Yeah.
But not me. And so do all those people that be in line when I go pick one up.
Yep. The ham line than everyone else.
Yeah.
I will say our ham is usually when around the Christmas time we do get a ham. We usually have leftovers for days afterwards. We don't really touch the ham that much.
You get like a full 10 pounds.
Different sizes that you can get. Marcus, you probably don't know. You probably never went to a ham to the ham store. There's different sizes, man. You get a big one. She probably gets a big one. You can get one that's just for a couple people, and that thing can be gone in an hour.
Yeah. Yeah, my parents are definitely more of a get more and have leftovers type, which is more like that's Thanksgiving, I guess, period, right? So yeah. There's a lot for a long time. It's like, why don't you have some more ham? I'm like, man, I'm sweating ham right now. Brown sugar coming out of my pores.
That's funny.
All right. So as we kind of mentioned, talking about our Thanksgiving and stuff, but there's not much to be thankful for right now with our Sixers guys. So we're going to kind of talk about what's going on with our team. So last time we saw each other, we were about to be over 500 for the first time. Now we're back at 8-8. Saw Maxey go down. And things couldn't get any worse. Embiid's possibly going to miss maybe 1 to 2 weeks. We don't know how much, at least a couple games as of right now, but he's being evaluated. So my question to you guys is, how bad is this, and how are we going to keep the season and everything together without the big three?
Well, I mean, I think the thing that, helps is your first game playing with them. You're playing in a game where it's other stuff going on. It is other stuff going on. And you're playing at home. So I think you can have a situation where these guys, they hang around, they play hard, the energy's going to be there. You have so many different guys, they're going to play hard. We do have some guys that can score the ball. We have some guys that can defend. So I think if we're able to play good complementary basketball, you helping each other, you're sharing the ball, you're hitting open shots, defending and rebounding, we can win games. But the guys are going to have to play well, man. You can win games. You have to manage the game. You have to manage the clock. But I think it'll be maybe an ugly kind of basketball. Not playing fast, playing opportunistic fast breaks and things like that. So we can win games. It's been done. We can win games. Heck, it's no different than us losing to teams that no one thought we would lose to early in the season.
Yeah,
very similar to how it's going to look. So we have the talent, the guys that win the games, but it's not going to be much room for slippage.
Yeah. So Embiid's out, I think, let's just say 2 weeks. 1 to 2 weeks. I'm rounding up to 2.
Always going higher number. Always going the higher end.
Yeah, especially with Joel, unfortunately. I'm going to go 2. I think Harden, at this point, probably will be coming back around the same time, judging by his original timeline, right? It's been like 2 weeks, hasn't it?
I wouldn't put James in before first or second week of December. That's my guess.
Yeah, so by the 2 weeks from now, Harden, if he is out in his initial timeline, the same thing, around the same, that would be our next game after that would be Friday, December 9th. That's a little 2 weeks and change away. That's 8 games.
That's a big Friday too, right? That's a Laker game, right?
That's right. That's right.
So
I can see them trying to get back for that one.
You got Lakers, you got Golden State back-to-back Fridays in December.
Yep, that's right.
Those guys, if they're going to play in those games, they'll try to come back before. I don't think they would make those games their first game.
The first one. So it's a big gap. Again, we have one of those like 4 or 5 day rest days. It goes from Houston on Monday the 5th to Friday the 9th at LA. Oh, okay, because it's 3 straight road games. That's why we go through hell for a little while. Okay.
So I would say if the issue is, do you want to start your first trip? Do you want to start your first game at home? You want to start on the road? I can see them coming back before then, especially if you say they got a gap. It's almost better to come back
for that Houston game on the 5th.
Yes, play a game and then have a gap.
Yeah.
And then
see how their body reacts.
How you feel and how you recover.
Yeah, that's true.
Your recovery is a little better for that next game. That's why you can avoid playing and then sitting out.
So in that time, we have Brooklyn, Charlotte, Orlando, Atlanta, Cleveland, Memphis, and then Houston.
That's tough.
Yeah, I mean,
in any team we playing with 3 starters out, and not only 3 starters with your 3 highest scores, any team you playing is tough. Yeah. So the schedule really doesn't matter as much as it is how many games we play while they're out. You can have stretches of your schedule where in 21 days you could play 10 games. Some people could play 14 games. You know what I'm saying? Like, it kind of depends on, during that stretch of the schedule, how many games are you getting in?
Could be worse schedule-wise. We got Orlando twice, Charlotte, and Houston.
It's some winnable games.
Yeah.
I mean, it's some winnable games. I think, but that's what I'm saying, like, the winnable games, but you're playing those teams on the road, they're like, man, we can't lose to this team. Like, they trying to come and get some.
They're looking at us going, that's a win in our schedule.
We got to get that. Yeah. So, and we playing free. I think guys will play free on the road. But we'll win some games. I think if we can end this 500, I'm gonna be ecstatic.
Oh my! I was going to ask you, how happy would you be if we ended at 500? I think I'd be content.
I'll be ecstatic. I think if we get this 500 and we stay healthy the rest of the way, we'll be a top 3 team, top 3 seed.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. It's six of the games we have until that Laker game are on the road. So we're missing 2 road trips in this time.
Yeah.
So good time to one of them's at Houston though. So that's kind of that'd be kind of cool if Harden could come back for that.
Yeah,
one.
I mean, but Houston, that's what I'm saying. Houston's like, we got to get a win. You know?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So,
Which sucks because I think, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, better teams would be more likely to overlook us.
Yes, I think better teams would be more likely to overlook us
or rest a guy
early in games, but they're also good enough to come back from any deficit that we would get.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
They can even rest their best player and still have a better 5 on the court than us.
I mean, it's no different. You see Golden State rested all those guys, and they went from winning at Houston to losing by almost 50.
I know.
The next day.
It's crazy.
Now, we're not resting 5. Hopefully, I don't know you guys if Tobias is going to play.
He is.
Yeah.
Then that helps because you have a guy that you can go to. Especially you have a close game, you have a guy you can get a ball to that can go get a bucket.
Yeah.
That was the next thing I was going to say. Tobias season. Time to – this is – I mean, we talk about earning contracts or money.
He got to put up 20+.
Now is the time to –
got to put up 20+. And he's going to do it. He's going to do it.
And Marcus was talking to me about the other day about this pretty much resembling, even with the coach, the LA Clipper Tobias team, which was pretty competitive that year, by the way.
Yeah, I think I firmly believe they'll be competitive. I think that even though his season sort of started off slow, I think now is the time that having Montrezl Harrell benefits you.
Yes. Absolutely.
I think having Melton helps and benefits. Melton can score. So I think that we have some guys that can put shots up and get buckets like that. Like, we can get it done.
Do you see them keeping Harrell on the bench to give us to still give us that bench scoring and have maybe Reed start next to Tobias?
I would think Reed probably starts. So then you can showcase Montrez more when he comes in. If you're not going to do it when he first starts, unless you're going to showcase him at the beginning of the game. I just think you got to put him in position to, when you play him, give him the ball.
Yeah, absolutely. Whereas I think the offense is going to completely run through Harris when he's out there alone.
Yeah.
But I'm going to be interested to see who our third scorer is, because I mean, if I was going to guess, I'd say Harris number 1. I'd probably say
Melton.
Yeah, Shake. Yeah, I mean Shake or Melton, and then Harrell. Yeah, so I guess those are probably
Shake has started, and he'll be more of a scorer than Melton.
Yeah,
those are my 4 top scorers. I would say Harris.
Do you think Niang's role increases without those other guys? Because I mean, he's benefited the most with having a Maxey.
He'll get more shots, but he's a, he gets his shots off of not necessarily plays being called for him, but guys.
People's attention.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I don't know what you do. I think now teams are more inclined to switch any pick and roll that he's in. So unless we're going to give him the ball on switches and let him post up on smaller guys, otherwise I think that his shots will come, but they'll come based on your offense and how well you're, moving the ball. And if you're able to get some dribble penetration, he'll get it. And if Tobias goes off and teams have to double, then, maybe that'll happen. You got to find different ways to get Tobias the ball, get him in some mismatches and things like that. So the flow of his shots will come. I think that Niang's shots, teams are going to be more aware of him. But the situations from having, Joel and James out there, he may not get as many clean looks as he's been getting.
Mm-hmm.
Well, for anyone missing the process era, this next 2 weeks are going to be the closest thing to the process you're going to see.
Yeah, closest thing. I mean, this is still an all-star team compared to what.
That was different. The whole agenda was different.
Tonight, specifically, the closest thing, because you have rough supporting.
Look, I don't care who's playing in that game. I'm the fans are going there expecting to win.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, tonight they're going there.
That's what I'm saying. We're expecting to win.
SImmons. Let's be honest.
I'm just saying to heckle him and win.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what. So, they do have Kevin Durant, so that's makes it tough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even with all our guys. So, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they beat us pretty bad with all of our guys last year. So,
yeah.
It's going to be funny if we give it a better game than we gave it with all of our guys there last year.
We have to give it a better game.
Oh, I mean, yeah. Hey, it's more of an excuse to get dominated tonight than it was
won't
last
get dominated.
year,
They'll play. I don't see it dominating. I mean, if they start to dominate you, then you're going to have to hack a bin. I don't know why teams aren't doing that.
Man.
Like, you have to do it.
Imagine if we come back playing hack.
I mean, teams are going to do it in the playoffs.
Yep.
But tonight, I don't know why they wouldn't do it. Like,
I didn't even think about that.
I don't know why you wouldn't send him to the line and see what happens. Now, if you send him to the line and he makes 5 out of 6 or he makes 7 out of 8, you'd be like, all right, cool, we let it go. But there's no way he should be getting layups.
I'd say keep fouling him anyway. Play the averages.
Now, I'm not saying we need to, just go and intentionally foul him, but I'm saying from him to like his last game, he's getting all these layup uncontested.
Yeah, he shot I think he missed one or two shots.
There's no way he should be getting layups at any time during the game.
You're 100% right. He needs to shoot. I'd say.
Now, I'm not saying flagrant foul him, but I'm saying
hurt him.
Yes, I'm saying take these fouls and make him
put him at the line. Put him at the line.
He's going to have to show me first.
You're right. I think he
to make me be like, all right, we just got to play solid D. Stop fouling him. He's making his free throws.
I'd like under 8 shot attempts for Simmons tonight and about 15 free throw attempts from him.
He should have more free throw attempts than regular shots.
Yes. If he doesn't, then we didn't do it right.
We didn't. If we're trying to win the game.
Yeah. 100%.
We can't complain about him not making free throws and not taking shots because he want to go to the line and then playing the game and don't foul him.
Mm-hmm. Shit, I even say if we're up, do it. It's like running the ball on offense and football.
I'm just
do it.
I wouldn't understand. Like, I don't understand. Like, I'm really not understanding why other teams aren't doing it. But I really don't understand why we wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
That's like, like I said, I'm not saying go foul a guy and he's 50 feet away from the basket and don't have the ball. I'm saying if he has layups.
Yeah.
Depending on how desperate we are, you might want to foul when he's 50 feet away from the basket.
Yeah, I mean, you could do that late in the game, but they probably will take him out by then. But I'm saying, like, the first play.
Yeah.
Whenever he has layups from the beginning of the game. You're going to have to make these, buddy.
Yep. I totally agree.
And the crowd's going to be loud, whatever they're going to do. You're going to have to make these tonight.
Yep.
Yeah. For anyone that does have free throw attempts, props available to them, especially probably more so people in Vegas, Eric. You might want to go play some free throw attempt props on the over for Simmons.
Yeah, y'all might have to tell me how to do that, but we'll see.
Get that William Hill app up.
Yeah. That'd be a good strategy. Okay, so obviously we talked about how, what last week, the Embiid injury, Maxey injury, but it wasn't all bad last week. So in the game that Maxey does get hurt, he had 24 points at halftime, and then he didn't come back and play the rest of the game. He was going to have an amazing game. But we pull off the victory against the second-seeded Milwaukee Bucks, 110-102. But there was kind of more to this win. So after the game's over, Giannis, I think, went 6 of 15 from the free throw line in that game. After the game, he wants to practice his free throws. And there was kind of an incident where our crew was trying to clean up the floor because there was an event going on right after the game, but Giannis wanted to continue to shoot his free throws. So Montrezl Harrell takes the ball, he takes his ball and then does his own workout. Everyone thought Giannis was done for the night. Giannis comes back out goes to the locker room, comes out with another ball. And then as they're still continuing to clean up, Giannis takes the ladder and pushes it to the side and throws it down, actually hits the court. So kind of wild. There's a lot more to the story, but that's pretty much it in a nutshell. But I got to ask you guys, Eric, you can tell us, have you ever seen anything like that before? in your time and playing in the NBA where there was contention?
No, most of the time, the guys when I played didn't shoot like after games like that. A lot of times people, they just didn't do it. Like, I think that's a new thing. And people that did it, they did it like where it was another court inside the building. So if people would do it, they would go do it at where, maybe a practice court. But I didn't see a lot of people. Because back then the rules were, I don't know, with COVID, people don't necessarily wait around for people after games like they did when I played. So when I played, like, you would give people guest passes to wait for you after the game, where everybody waited outside, in the stands. I don't know if they still do that. So you have all these people that's in the stands recording you while you're like recording everything you do. Like, it's different. You know what I'm saying? So I don't remember people doing that on the court, like the main court that we just played on. But like I said, I do practice courts. I've seen a lot of places had practice courts inside the building where you can go and shoot. I think Philly might have been the only place where I played that didn't have that. A lot of places that came after Philly started to build a secondary court in the arena. So I don't know, man. I think it could have easily been avoided from both sides. If a guy wants to do it, the Bucks should have had someone go out there and handle it and make sure it was okay before Giannis ever got out there. If the Sixers are doing it, if they would have had communication between the Sixers and the Bucks, and there was some form of communication, they could have been like, hey, we're having this event afterwards. Okay, well, can we have, since you don't have an auxiliary court here, can we have 30 minutes before you do it? Like, they could have figured it out. Like, it should have never got to that point. But that's what happens when you don't have the people that's supposed to be figuring it out, taking care of it, handling it. This is what happens.
Yeah.
I can't find, there was a good thread on this yesterday for a guy who inquired about all this. Apparently you're supposed to ask permission before the game starts if you can do it afterwards. And then they're supposed to give you access because there was a function after the game at the arena. That's why they needed to break it down quickly. So they said that.
Yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying, but if the game is at night and it's 10, 11 o'clock at night, like, what kind of function are you going to have?
I don't know. That sounded kind of weird to me.
On the court, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. A late prom, a late home.
Yeah, like, what are you going to have?
I don't know. Yeah, that sounded weird to me too.
I get you having a function, like, but once he's out there, whoever was out there, go to your boss. Like, hey, Stu's out here shooting. Like, what do you want us to do? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, like, if that was a Sixers player that did that, do you think they would have, when he moved the ladder, do you think they would have moved the ladder back?
Well, no, because apparently Harold told him to stop. Apparently, there's a lot of apparentlys with this, but apparently Harold told him to stop shooting so he could work out.
And then he went to the other side of the court and started shooting around.
Yeah. But then he didn't like that. He kind of just ignored him and kept doing it. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't there, so I'm not going.
People have posted videos of Embiid shooting after the game. I think New Orleans.
Yeah, I understand that, but we weren't there. So it's too many voices. It's too much talking.
Yeah, there's a lot.
All this other stuff about what's going on. All I'm saying is, it could have been handled. It should have been handled. When these guys are doing this and they're shooting on the court, it's not them going and asking. Giannis is not going to ask the Sixers, can he do it?
Right.
So the people that needed to do it didn't do it. So if Giannis says, I want to go shoot, somebody with the Bucks should have been like, hey, let's go make sure this is okay.
Yeah. And then the same guy said when he went, apparently,
There you
after
go.
the ball incident happened, he went to the locker room. They said he missed his last 2 free throws after the game and was pissed off about that. So he grabbed another ball to spite everyone and to keep doing it to piss people off, apparently. Again,
we don't know that for sure. That's
a lot of speculation.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not going by all these opinions. Because they're like politics right now. They're gonna be one-sided. Whatever side you own, that's what you're gonna think. That's what you're gonna believe.
Everyone's it's funny, everyone's chiming in. I saw Jerry Harrison Jr. said in baseball, it's very similar that before your game, you can do whatever you want. After the game, if you want to keep working out, you have to get the facility's permission. He's like, I'm not sure how basketball is, but I'm sure it's the same or close to it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I've seen people do it. Like I said, like when I was coaching now, like people do it, but it's a process in doing it. All I'm saying is whatever that process in doing it, it comes from both sides in that process.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, the process didn't happen. Yeah. So let's move on from it and make sure nothing's happened. All I know is since it's happened, Giannis played another game. Nothing was done. Yeah. And I think that if it was such a big issue, the league would have addressed it.
If it wasn't a facilities thing, do you guys think Harrell's petty for not letting Giannis work out?
I mean, I wouldn't have wanted someone from another team on the same court as me.
That's what he said too. This isn't Bleav In Milwaukee. Get the shit out of here is what he said.
I don't know. I wouldn't have been like that. I would have been like, yo, y'all gotta go to the other court, to the other side. Like, so that's what I'm saying. So from both sides, it wasn't addressed. So if you Giannis, you say, hey, he don't want me shooting down here, then I go down here and it's a problem. Then what's the deal there? Mm-hmm. Because the ladder is not down there, right? Am I right? Was the ladder down there where he's at, and were they taking up the court where he was shooting? Like, I'm confused.
I think the ladder was off to the side. It wasn't like directly on the hoop. It was off to the side. They weren't working on that yet, on that hoop yet.
There you go. I don't know. I don't think it's worth any time, to be honest with you.
I will say a lot of people praise, because a lot of people who have been dogging the Montrez signing so far, everyone said the Montrez Harrell signing was worth it based on the way he and Giannis' brother got into it after the game. After that whole thing had happened, Trez pretty much said, "I'll beat your ass" to his brother. And I thought that was
I'm not really worried about him fighting him. I'm worried about if we're going to stop Giannis when we play them.
Oh boy, that is going to be.
Yeah, I'm not worried about all that other stuff. That's what I'm more worried about. So
when is that? You know what?
When we go to Milwaukee the next time, let's stop him, because he's gonna try to give us a.
Oh man, well, he's gonna juice up before that game. Okay,
yes. He's gonna try to give us. He's gonna try to give us 50. So let's stop him then. I don't work. This other stuff is really irrelevant.
He's gonna get an adrenaline shot before that game. Yeah. That's on Saturday, ABC prime time.
Wow.
5:30.
Okay.
March 4th.
Yes. Let's stop him then. Not now. Not after the game and all his brother. No, let's worry about defending him.
We have 2 games at Milwaukee because we already played both at Philly. So they're oh man.
Let's worry about stopping him. And then possibly seeing him in the playoffs.
Yeah. Now there's bad blood.
Yes, let's worry more about that.
Now there's bad blood. Yeah. Because you know what? If it stayed between facilities and Giannis, I feel like this kind of would have blew over. But once Harrell got involved, it became like a player versus player team, a team versus team thing.
Right? I mean, my thing is I've always had a little beef with people talking trash to people that they don't guard.
Yeah, Harrell ain't guarding him. If I was PJ Tucker and Embiid, I'd be like, bro, it's hard.
I wouldn't say anything. I'm just saying I've always had, like people would talk trash to people that they weren't defending.
Mm-hmm.
I bet you'd say that, Eric. You were the guarding people in the guard.
I'm guarding people all the time.
Guard heavy era.
That's this dude that I'm guarding. Like, yo, no, I'm guarding him, right? Not you.
Have you ever told a teammate that before?
Yes. Sure. You're guarding him. What you supposed to get him all right for?
Is that because did you do it immediately, or did you wait to see how the player reacted? And once the player turned it up a notch, you're like, "Yo, dude, he's doing this because you talking shit."
I didn't do it in front of the opposing player, but I'm like, dude, don't give him a reason to start playing.
Yeah,
just he having a rough night. Just leave it there.
Yeah. Let him.
Yeah. So it was. I forgot. I'm not saying names of who the people were, but I was defending someone, and he was having an off night, and they wanted to. Of course, as soon as they start talking trash, he makes his next shot. So I'm like, dude, don't give him a reason to want to start playing. Like, he really had packed it in. It was an off night. Leave it there.
I want to know who it was.
Yeah, leave it there. No, we good. No, I ain't.
It was just an off night. It's not too bad.
Yeah, it was an off night. So.
But March though, so that's the next time we see Giannis. Okay, yeah, that's fine. It's about 4 months for him to let this whole thing go away.
Absolutely,
die down.
He's never going to forget.
No, this going to be like this every time. He's not going to let that go. His blueprint's different. He's not going. He's going to remember this.
Yeah, especially guys who look for extra edges. This is it.
Yeah. He'll remember this.
This is
maybe next year it'll be gone, but this year is not gone at all.
Nah, no way.
Every time we see him.
Well, it's a really weird situation. It's not like you talk shit in the game. It was the first and last time this has probably ever happened to him before. So it's like a really weird situation. It's not just we bumped, in the heat of the game this happened. No, it was just cool down.
He different, man. Like, he different, man. You ever seen his story? See how he came up?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
When he came here, man, didn't buy a car because he felt bad. So he used to walk and run to the games. Like, come on, man.
Crazy.
He's gonna slaughter us next time we play.
I'm just saying, look, that's one dude. I'm like, I trust. Maybe people don't trust his game or his skill set, but I trust his body of work.
Yeah,
I trust his effort.
Yeah, no, yeah.
I mean, they were complaining how hard he played in the All-Star games.
Yeah,
guys were complaining, saying he played too hard.
Mm-hmm.
Then we know one way.
Yeah, I don't think he's a bad guy. I don't think he did that because
I don't think any of them are bad guys.
He was pissed. He was just pissed off because he shot.
It was a situation that should have been handled differently. But
he was frustrated.
Good guys can do some things that aren't right.
Yeah.
I'm sure him. If he could have done it differently, it would have been done differently.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I mean, I believe I didn't see his exact quote, but I'm sure he tried to clear it up. Mm-hmm. But like I said, he played in games since then. So from a league perspective, it's not an issue.
Yeah. I just think it was a combination of having an off shooting night and losing that game, and then directly after the game, you got someone holding the ball away from you, not letting you shoot, and then that's kind of what sparked him throwing that. So.
Yeah, it shows you how mad he. I'll tell you how mad he was. The bringing the ball back out once he went to the locker room. That walk to wherever the back is to get a ball and walk back out. That's pure. That's he's pissed off.
He has his mind made up what he's doing.
Yeah. No, that was a screw this. Watch this. Is what it was. Take this ball away. Is what that was.
Yeah.
We'll definitely have that game circled on our calendar for that March.
Yeah, everybody will be.
Yeah, and hopefully we have our full arsenal back for that game because I don't want to play that angry Giannis without our guys.
Yeah,
I'll be ready.
So will theirs though.
Yeah, it's true. Middleton will probably be back for that one.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so talking about we talked about Tobias earlier and not having our guys. So this past week, Tobias Harris's name has come up in trade talks before the Embiid injury on top of the Maxey injury. That was before all this, but Tobias had come up in trade talks. So with all of these injuries, it's safe to say that we do need some help. I know last episode we talked about Kemba Walker. I think right now Kemba Walker would be a fine addition based on what's going on with our team right now as far as injury wise. But is it wise to pull the trigger on a move before you really have an identity of what the Sixers team is? Talking about moving Tobias, is it wise to trade him right now?
Yeah, I don't know how you can have trade talk right now with your, the way your team is going because those guys are coming in and not playing with the whole group. Like I don't even I don't even know how you entertain that. So
everything's on hold right now.
Yeah, I don't know how you can even consider something like that, because what trade can you make that people are going to give you, for Tobias by himself, unless you're saying, unless we're getting Kevin Durant, you make that.
Yeah.
I think it more so than looking at who you're moving is about, well, who are you getting in return right now? Like if you're getting a Kevin Durant, you make that trade, no matter what's going on. But if it's just to me a even trade, no. I mean, I think so that's where I'm at. I think anything else you put it on ice, unless you're getting someone KD of that or of that caliber.
You mean put it on ice until like we have all of our team back and we get to see what's going on again, right?
Yeah, I mean you kind of go, because you starting, if you make that move, you starting all over again.
Yeah. And you have two guys coming in here who
that's what I'm saying. So you starting all over.
No idea what the hell's going on.
And is that better than where you going?
And they have to be relied upon like right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not like you getting guys and they just pieces. Like these are dudes that's gonna have to be
contributors, big time.
Yes, big time guys for who you trading them for. That's the role they're playing. So we'll see.
Yeah, like let's say right now we did a trade. I'm just totally spitballing. This has no validity to it. Like Beasley and like a stretch forward type, like a Tobias, another poor man's Tobias.
Yeah,
those guys would have to come in here right now, and like Beasley would be like the number one option on the offense. He's never
going to play right away.
He's never even played with these dudes before. They're a real pickup game.
Yeah, you just can't do that right now.
Yeah, no, that's too bad. I mean, it's not too bad, but it's kind of good in a way for all the people that have dogged Tobias, me at times. It's good that now we desperately need him to be something that he hasn't had to be for most of his tenure here. Actually, he is the guy. It is seriously, it's the first time since pretty much going back to, I think, the playoffs the bubble playoffs, where I think most of the team was knocked out and Tobias was left like manning the shit for most of those, right? And then he got hurt, and then we were done. And then going back to his Clipper days, where he was like the number one guy shooting like 20 shots a game. So, it's going to be interesting. But yeah, it makes sense to put it on ice until we know what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree. No reason to trade it when all our guys are injured right now. It wouldn't make any sense.
Yeah.
All right. So the big returns we kind of talked about earlier on the show. So our last topic is game predictions. So Ben Simmons will be making his return and he will be playing tonight against our guys. Well, not the entire crew. So it's really not the return in kind of the reunion game as we hoped. We're not going to see Embiid versus Simmons. We're not going to see any of that. Tobias versus Simmons, though.
There you go.
Not bad. Okay, so the spread is currently 7 points. Yesterday, I believe it was 9 points, but I think I think it's gone down a little bit since Tobias is playing. So got 2 points from that. So spread is currently 7 points, 7-point underdog at home against the Brooklyn Nets. How do you guys see this game going?
We're gonna win.
Whoa!
Wow.
You're gonna win.
Really?
Emotional game at home. Brooklyn still not really gelling.
They have issues. Kyrie's name just came up in trade talks.
Play well. Be in the struggle from the free throw line. He'll have a tough time. It's hard, man. That'll be a hard game for him to come back. It's emotional, and no matter how it's only. Everybody can't have that MJ and Kobe skin. It's going to be a tough game for them. We'll win because no one thinks we will. National television game. Got to step up and win the game.
Eric's getting me excited for this game tonight. I was kind of like holding my breath to watch this game tonight, but Eric's getting me excited for this one. Yeah, all right.
PJ's going to have to work his ass off and try to slow down Durant tonight. That's another thing, too. He's going to have like the game so far of his season against Durant. I'm not as optimistic. I think it'll look really good. I think obviously it'll be better than last time. I think we'll look really good and close. Probably shoot out of our minds at certain points of the game to keep it close, but I think they're gonna, one of those games where we have like a 4-point lead with like 3 or 4 minutes left. I think we're gonna win, and they kind of just steal it at the end and win by like 3.
Yeah.
But you know what? That's not a bad way to go about. I mean, like, hey, look, man, we're not supposed to win this game, right?
Yeah.
I do think the spread's a little shady though. -7's pretty low, dude. We're missing $130 million of salary right now. I mean, that's a lot. So
yeah, my concern for our team isn't this first game. My concern is as we go on.
Yeah. I do think for as far as we're on the Simmons conversation, this could have worked out better for him to play us in the current state we're in for his first game back.
I think it's worse.
You think so? Why do you think that?
You expect more from him.
You expect more from him. The expectations are there. Like if everybody was there and we win the game, they're like, man, it's a tough game. Sixers played well, they better. But now they're expected to win.
You think he'd be less nervous with Embiid?
I'm just saying, like, they have a 7 and 9 point. They're favored by 7 to 9 points on the road.
They're supposed to win.
They're supposed to win. So now you're supposed to win. You're supposed to perform. And all of a sudden, when those expectations are there, that's when those free throws and all that stuff creep in. We've seen this picture when you were supposed to win. We've seen how that looked.
Yeah.
Now, is he still there or is he over it? Let's find out.
Man, you're right. You gave me pumped for this game. I'm more pumped than I was an hour ago for it.
Yeah.
Let's find out. And we'll probably find out an answer very early in the game.
I think so too. I think it's very important to come out hard this game. Come out hot.
Now, we can't get behind early on these teams. Now, that's the one thing. That's what I said. You got to manage the game.
Yep. I think Doc is going to have to. I'll tell you what, man. Doc is going to earn a lot of people's love and respect these next 2 weeks, or people are just going to continue to hate him again because
he's coaching the Orlando team that made the playoffs when no one thought when they were changed the whole team and got all those free agents. So
that Tobias Harris Clipper team was a very competitive team that year.
Like I said, I think they compete. I think tonight we pull it out and we find a way. Going forward, once we start playing road games, you start playing other teams, and that scouting report change. I think that's where the struggles will come. We'll start, wanting the guys to start coming back.
Yeah.
If I were the Nets, I would put Simmons on Tobias. By the way, that would be my matchup for him. Like you want to get back at them, take out their best player because they can't score otherwise. Is what I would tell them.
But I've seen Royce O'Neal guard some of the other opposing teams' fours. Like guys like Tobias.
I can see, it's really depends. So, yeah, I see that. I mean, if they start, Harris or Curry? Do they start with Kyrie? Do they start 2 guards?
Yeah,
they probably will put him on Tobias.
I think. And
then KD will be on. Because KD's going to be on PJ.
Yeah. He'll be taking a nap. All guard.
Your two guards is going to be whoever the other 2 guards are, unless Ben's not going to guard a guard. I mean, the way they play him, he is a forward.
Yeah. I like the Melton on Kyrie matchup, actually.
Yeah, I kind of like that matchup, and then you have Shake on whoever else, either O'Neal or Curry, whoever else.
Yep, I like that. I think Melton can slow down Kyrie a little bit.
We'll see.
Real quick. So tomorrow night, we have back-to-back. So we travel to Charlotte to play the Hornets tomorrow night. Who do you guys have in that one?
I'm going to guess Eric picks us to lose tomorrow.
Yes.
I knew it.
I can say
I'll tell you what, if we win tonight, we are going to lose.
We're winning no back-to-back.
If we win tonight, we'll definitely lose tomorrow. This is our without our player Super Bowl right here.
We win and then we go and play back. No, it's not happening.
Yeah, I'd say if we lose tonight, we win tomorrow, and the opposite is true. If we win tonight, we lose tomorrow.
And in case we don't have a show because of the holidays, Friday at Magic. Who do you guys have in that one? Hoping everyone's still.
We're not winning road games.
Really? So no to Friday at Magic?
My concern is us winning.
And Sunday at Magic.
Yeah.
You think Magic beat us twice in a row?
Got a better chance Sunday. Yeah. Not Friday. We got a better chance.
You think we split with the Magic?
Sunday winning, not Friday.
Yeah. I'd say we split with the Magic. I think they win. I don't know which one, but they win one, we win one.
I mean, the Magic, with the injuries, would look better than Charlotte.
It's true.
Yeah.
My concern with Charlotte is the back-to-back.
Yeah, I know. It's especially with an
emotional
no depth.
Game.
An emotional game on national TV.
And traveling on a back-to-back. That's brutal, man.
We're toast.
And then
I want us to win, but I'm just being realistic. That's a tough ask.
Yeah, it is a tough ask. That is a tough ask. Man. And Tobias had a sore hip playing back-to-back.
We don't really know. Yeah, we don't know how healthy he is.
He might even
sit out that back-to-back.
Yeah.
And he didn't have like a full-on healthy designation. It was just probable, so it wasn't like so
it's possible. I would be surprised if he played the Charlotte game.
Yeah,
because it's a road trip,
and we definitely get toasted in that case.
Mm-hmm.
That's the process Sixers.
And it's still an all-star team compared to that.
No, I know.
And then lastly, so our next show would be Tuesday if we don't have a show Friday. Monday we have the Hawks on NBA TV, and that's at home. Home game?
We're not beating the Hawks at home, man. You know what, though? They actually might rest players that game. They could rest Collins and Trae Young and still have a better five on the floor.
Yeah, man, you guys are ruining my hope calling out all these games. I have less hope in us beating the Hawks than I do Brooklyn.
Wow.
Because I think that Atlanta is one of those teams that Atlanta feels like they can beat our best team. Like confident like that.
They could also lose to a bad team too, though.
Yes. But they are the team that I think with the players that we have and who we have, it allows them to kind of be who they are. Like they not really intimidated going to the rim. They can play free. They can shoot. It kind of fits our style. Like, if you take Joel out, I think Joel was like the missing piece when we play the Hawks because he's so dominant. They had to put so much attention to him, and he kind of even though
takes him out of their game a little bit.
Capella had a good numbers the last time. They still have to adjust and play differently. Without him, they play how they play. I think that's a tougher game than the Brooklyn game, and it's a home game, but it's this second end of a back-to-back.
Dude. Yeah, you're right. We have 2 back-to-backs in the next week.
Yeah, because you had all them days off.
I know. Well, we said we could. I mean,
yeah, that's why you had it scheduled like this.
I mean, what the hell were they doing? Get 2 back-to-backs in 5 days, and we had 8 days off last week. All-Star break early.
I mean, in fairness, though, they did say Embiid was going to miss at least 2 games. So some of these games that we picked here, Embiid could be back for some of them.
Yeah.
Then my perspective can be different.
Yeah.
But, based on what Teja said, he said 2 weeks. So I'm going with 2 weeks.
I'm going, I'm rounding up. I mean, hey, look, he's certainly not playing in a back-to-back.
All I'm saying is I did see the play.
It didn't look good.
No.
I
was shocked when they said only 2 games.
Me too. I was like, nah. 1 or 2 games, more like 1 or 2 weeks. If
so here's my thing is 2
is good.
It's 2 games. I could see him maybe playing the
Orlando, one of the Orlando games.
If he played Orlando, I mean, if you're not playing Friday, would you play Sunday, Monday? I think he's probably out until the Atlanta game. I don't think he goes on the road trip.
Yeah, that's a thing. We actually will know pretty fast, won't we? Because you probably won't travel.
If he doesn't travel, then you may see him in that Atlanta game.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. If I had to guess, I would say that he would play versus Atlanta.
That's a good call. I mean, at best, I'd say Friday he skips Sunday and then plays Monday again. But that's still, I don't know about that.
That's what I'm saying. So if he's playing Friday, why he's flying down there to play one game? You take him on the road, a 3-game trip to play one game.
Yeah, it's a little odd. It's weird. I'd say it's a good guess. Early on the early side, Monday versus Atlanta.
Yeah, we'll see. It's interesting because we don't have all the information.
Yeah.
I mean, look,
either walking boot, like what is it? Like more information would kind of make it easier to kind of assume.
Plus, if Embiid's going to miss 3 games in a row, we are lucky. I know they're on the road, but we are lucky it's Charlotte, Orlando. I mean, that could be a lot worse than that.
Yeah.
There's also games that we probably thought we could win too. So
exactly. Yep.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Teja and I did say though, because I think he rolled up on Niang falling to the ground last night. We were talking, or 2 days ago, we were talking about how Embiid has a falling coach, but that falling coach doesn't teach him how to deal with people who fall in front of him, and that's what happened right there.
Maybe they'll add that to their curriculum.
How to deal with a falling person in front of you.
I mean, you play these sports, like just about everything happens, man.
Yeah.
Seriously, how to roll your ankle when someone falls on your foot? That's pretty cool. Right?
If you're running and something happens and you step on someone's foot, or it's hard to kind of know, because at the end of the day, like, you can learn how to do all this stuff, but if you're running full speed and somebody's blown right in front of you,
your head's not there.
Your reaction sometimes prevents it from being worse, but it's still not good.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
I don't know. Hopefully,
hey, I'm happy to see that game turn around though for 1 or 2 games, and even if it's 1 or 2 weeks, I still think we're lucky. That could have been like bad.
Yeah,
especially with his lower body problems that we've had in the past.
Yeah, I understand.
All right, fellas. Well, that does it for us. We'll see you guys. We'll maybe see you guys Friday, but definitely see you guys next Tuesday. We hope everyone has a happy and healthy Thanksgiving.
Yes, definitely. Take it easy.
All right, guys.